Peace, infinite waters diving deep once again. We are out here in nature, baby. We got the sun reflecting off our face and stuff. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana. Now, I got a super duper question that came in on the Snapchat. Someone asked how to overcome friends and family who unknowingly are holding you back from your highest self. Can we just take a moment of silence for that question? That's a great question. Now, a lot of people have friends who keep them back, hold them back, pull them back, and family, and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? I'm going to share with you what's helped me along my journey. And I know what you're going through. I've been in the exact same situation many years ago. Now, here's what you got to realize. I'm going to go through some steps with you, okay? You see, friends and family, yes, those closest to you, no, not your next door neighbor, you only see them like once a month, but your friends and family, yes, they have a tremendous influence on your life. And if you're not careful, you will end up living theirs. Slow motion this side. So along my early journey, I just graduated, and I had a lot of people in my ear, go and work here, go and do this, go and do that. I had dreams of my own, but I still wasn't sure. And that's probably where you find yourself right now. And you've probably got a friend saying, this is what you should do with your life. Maybe a family member saying, this is what you should do. And you're scared right now. So what helped me along my journey? First of all, the first step is this. You got to ask yourself, okay, how much time am I spending with this person? We're going to go through 10 steps, right? The first step, how much time am I spending with this friend or family member? Okay? Because the time spent is everything. Okay? If you are hanging around someone for long periods of time who you both are in different worlds, what are you doing there? Right? Now, their reality ends up being your reality just because you end up taking and absorbing their energy. So what helped me along my journey, what helped me was to say, okay, I got this friend who, they're decent. I got this family member, yeah, they're decent, but unknowingly, they are holding me back from my highest self because they don't really know what I came here to do. I came here to get busy, baby. And dance as well. And have a lot of fun. Okay? But they don't know that. So I had to, that 3-hour session I would spend with them was reduced to 1 hour. Then 30 minutes. Then 5 minutes. Then like, we're back, right? Don't feel guilty about it. Because you got to realize that you want to be around people who are promoting your highest self, helping you become your greatest version. And that's what kickstarted me to inspire millions and millions of people. And we're growing every single day, right? Only because I just reduce time around these people. It doesn't mean you don't love them. Yes, you can still love them, but reduce time around them. Otherwise, you've only got yourself to blame. You got to take responsibility for that. What's the second step? The generation gap. Now, in this matrix we live in this society, every generation has a different set of programming. If you were born in the 90s, you have a programming, the 80s, a different programming, the 70s, just like that. Okay, so depending on when you were born, you got a different level of programming, even from what was being shown on the television. So every generation grows up with different ideas of how one should live in life. Now, parents often mean well, it's just that they have a different programming to you, same as friends. Okay, they were raised differently. They got different dreams and aspirations. So once again, you got to realize the generation gap and say, okay, I get it. That's okay. It's okay to have a generation gap, but don't end up living in someone else's generation when you know what you came here to do. I see it time and time again. People say, I can't do this because my parents said, or I can't do this because my friend said. When you stop caring what other people think, now of course we're always going to care, but once you stop always letting them dictate your life, you will now finally be able to breathe for the first time in your entire life, like properly, like this. Thank goodness, right? That's what you'll do. And then you go on to building your dream. Okay, but realize that the generation gap is natural. Therefore, you are always going to have parents who want you to do this and you don't want to do it, and friends giving you very, very bad advice. That's what happens. Deal with it. Now, the 7-Day Vegan Challenge is blowing up real crazy right now on the Snapchat. Okay, and yeah, I don't know if you're showing off to me or you just want to show me your delicious smoothies, but I love it, right? Now, when I became a vegan over 12 years ago, 7-Day Vegan Challenge, I had so many friends. We would go out to eat and I would just sit there. What am I going to order? Just water. Nobody knows, right? And it was very hard to break out of my shell and own and say, okay, I am eating a plant-based diet. Because the moment I did that, I'm going out to eat. Anybody want to come and join me? Anybody want to come and join me? No, right? But when it was time to eat a lot of beef, chicken, steak, everybody was there at the restaurant. I didn't want to go though, right? So even though friends, they mean well, unknowingly they are holding you back from your highest self when it comes to food if they don't know your unique eating habits. If they don't know you really love animals, if they don't know that you want to eat a more alkaline diet to promote better well-being and health within your body. Within your body, baby, right? So what helped me along my journey was to do research, okay? Because the more research I did, the more confidence I had in eating a plant-based diet, being vegan, and I wasn't afraid of it, right? I wasn't afraid of showing my true colors around these people because I said to myself, look, you only got one life to live. Well, maybe a few actually, maybe 1 million, who knows? Wow, doesn't matter. Right now, there is only the here and now. And if you are around people, you might be the only vegan. You might be the only vegetarian. You might be the only plant-based eater or raw foodist. And you got a lot of friends. Ain't nobody got time for that. They don't want to hear you. So then you've got to ask yourself, what am I doing around these people? I lost a lot of friends when I became a vegan, but guess what? I got a lot too. And just sharing my message of the 7-Day Vegan Challenge, just look how many subscribers this channel has. There are a lot of people who are doing it right now, and it's the movement. It can't be stopped. It won't be stopped, and it's only going to grow more, right? Don't worry, you will find the right people. You just got to live your truth every single day. Now, number 4, how to overcome friends and family unknowingly holding you back from your highest self. What a great question. Put yourself in their shoes, okay? Now, what helped me along my journey was to see a lot of the times people only project their reality onto you. Okay, especially friends and family. They'll tell you something because that's all they know. They can only tell you what they know. So, for example, growing up, I had parents, my mom saying, okay, yeah, go and use that psychology and that criminology, just go and work somewhere. Mom, I don't want to do that. I don't want to work a boring 9-to-5. I already did for so many years. I was tired of it. I said, Mom, I just want to be in nature. She looked at me like, huh? Nature? What the hell are you talking about? And then she would see me recording day after day, and she still wouldn't get it. She would be like, what are you doing? But then she saw me pull up in a Rolls Royce and was like, oh, keep doing it. Look, sometimes people project their fear onto you, their reality onto you, their limitations onto you. But it's not their fault. You've got to take responsibility for using discernment to say, okay, how much time am I gonna spend around this person? So I get it all the time. I say, I understand, understand and overstand. If somebody is telling me something about how I should live my life, I gotta put myself in their shoes and say, are they happy with the life they're living? Are they living a similar life to me? That's why mentors are so important, because you want a mentor who's already living the dream that you aspire to live. But you see, a lot of the times we take advice from friends and family who they buried their dreams a long time ago. They just went into the city, started working in a job they don't like, and now you are asking how I should live my life. Like, you're asking them for advice. They buried their dreams, right? Some didn't. But at the same time, you've got to listen to that inner voice within yourself to say, okay, I get it. They are going to tell me as much as they know. But once you put yourself in their shoes, their background comes into place, their experiences. Maybe it didn't work for them. Maybe it did. You got to take all of that in consideration, right? But to really push for your highest self, you want to be walking in your own path, not being pulled in everybody else's. Slow motion that side. And number 5, this really hit me, or caress me. Why does it always hit you? Can it be caress you, right? It's not that personal. I remember there was a great skater called Rodney Mullen, and he was saying somewhere that I can't remember where he said it, but he said this. I grew up skateboarding, obviously. I have to throw in these references, right? That most people don't really care what you're doing because everybody is so preoccupied with what they're doing. Now, most people are so busy in life. You think they've got time to worry about you? Right? It's not that personal. We think it is because sometimes they change their voice when they're talking to you. Certain friends and family, they're really convincing, like they really care. And some of them do. But you see, most realize that time is ticking. There is no time, Ralph. That's correct. But this earthly cycle is moving and we are changing every single day. Therefore, over time, you always hear these stories, right, of parents saying, well, I always encouraged them. No, you didn't. Right? Maybe you did. But there was a time when you didn't want them to do that, but they made it in doing that. And then you're like, oh, I supported them. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. They just want to see you happy. Some don't. Some want you to actually go through the torture they went through. Isn't that mean? Well, that's how it is sometimes, right? But it's not that personal. It's not like if someone tells you something and you feel they're holding you back, right? You think, oh my gosh, they must be saying the truth. No, people just talk these days, right? But you got to ask yourself, have they lived that life I want to live? Maybe you want to start your own business. You want to get things moving, make something of yourself. Now, a lot of the times, if people haven't done it themselves, they're always going to put a little bit of fear in the tea. Like, hey, take this. And you're like, I don't want to do it anymore. And they're like, don't do it. It's bad. You're never going to survive. And you're like, oh, maybe they got a point. And then afterwards, they're out just dancing along, right? They don't care. It's your life, not theirs. Moment of silence. It's your life, right? It's not that personal, okay? What's number 6? There are no brownie points. There are no brownie points. Like, people who people please, I used to be one, want to make everybody happy. I was trying to make this person happy. Wait a minute. Then that person happy. Wait a minute. Then you lot happy. Wait a minute. Then trying to make myself happy. Wait a minute. Then the cat down the road happy. Wait a minute. Then I was very unhappy. And then everything came to a grinding halt, right? That is why so many people have depression, panic attacks, because you're trying to please everybody at the same time. Well, good luck. I want to see you try and do it, baby. Okay? A lot of duties, obligations, broken promises. You can't do that. You can't please everybody. But you want to try. So, people who unknowingly hold you back from your highest self, a lot of the times it's got nothing to do with them. But it's got everything to do with you and how you feed into them, how you use these people to justify where you are. So, in terms of people pleasing, I realized this secret, okay? Parents want you to do that. Friends want you to do this. Your partner wants you to do that. But what do you want to do? So I had to sit with myself and say, okay, at the end of life, I wonder, I really do, is there going to be like a massive reward because you did everything other people wanted you to do? Really, think of that. Is there going to be a reward saying, okay, well done, first prize because you did everything they wanted you to do? No. What happens at the end of most people's lives? They're full of regrets. They're like, oh, I wish I didn't listen. And these other people, they're out of here. They are nowhere to be seen. So you can't even blame them, right? You fell into the booby trap. You fell into the trap. You were supposed to realize this was just a test and become smarter. To say, I get it, I can't people please. I've got to be happy first and then let the cup overfloweth. Okay? Not the other way around. You can't try and make everybody happy and then leave yourself miserable. Okay? Number 7 is that it's all a test. It is all a test. It's all a test. And that's what I realized. Like, we are in a holographic universe. We're in a matrix. We are in a world of make-believe. Therefore, in this simulation, we need challenges and tests. So I realized I had just graduated over a decade ago, and I was being pulled in so many different directions. I realized I needed this test to really show me who I was. Okay, so you got to realize that it's natural. Okay? When we say, oh, friends and family are holding me back from my highest self. No. That's just the test of life itself. Nobody's holding you back. You are holding yourself back based on your limiting belief systems because it's all BS. Wait for it. Belief systems. So what helped me along my journey was to realize that it's all a test. And for me to overcome that test, I had to get more clarity to say, okay, I pass by choosing the direction I wanted to go in. Okay? And that's what will really help you become your greatest version. Now, let's talk about number 8. Okay? How to overcome friends and family unknowingly holding you back from your highest self. This is what I say when I talk about they mean well, okay? Friends and family, sometimes they do want the best for you. And because of that, you got to have more compassion for them. So the more compassion you have for them, the more compassion you will have for yourself. Okay, if you are aggressive towards them, you end up making a lot of wrong turns. So you got to have a sense of humor to say, oh, I get it. Yeah, they want me to do this with my life. They want me to do that with my life. Okay. But once again, it goes back to not being that personal. It goes back to not being that personal. A lot of the times people mean well, but you've got to ask yourself, whose life am I living? Mine or theirs? Okay. If someone means well, it doesn't matter. I could tell you, go and eat this processed junk. Oh, I mean well, because that's all I know. But in the long run, it will kill you. Think about it, right? So sometimes, even though people mean well, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good for your well-being. So once again, this is not a matter of meaning well and not meaning well. You've got to do the best thing that will promote your health in that present moment in time. Okay? So it doesn't matter if people mean well, right? Don't fall into that trap. Oh, I wish you well. Don't fall into that trap, because I wish everybody well, but it doesn't matter if I do. The only thing that matters is how it actually helps them in the long run. I could say, go and walk every single day. I mean you well, it's going to help you, but they may not like walking. They could like cycling or swimming. That may be better suited for them. Okay, so you got to do what works for you. Now, number 9 is reconciliation. This is where I always say you got to meet people halfway. Meet friends and family halfway. Clear communication is needed for this, because sometimes we want to fight, we want to argue, and there's no time for that. Well, you can do it, but just realize that's all you're going to be doing, right? So what helped me along my journey was to say this, that in a nutshell, make a peace treaty. I made that with my mom. I said, look, I'm just going to stay in the garden right now and just film. And she said, okay. Because I was so adamant, this is what I wanted to do. I want to inspire millions of people. And that's what came into fruition years down the line. Oh, it's funny how things change. Can I get a hello? So once again, everything takes time to actually manifest. Okay, so the reconciliation sometimes will take a long time because they have to see you bearing the fruits of your labor. And that will take sometimes many years. Sometimes you want to open up a business, and at the start, you've got people, they don't care. But once you're a millionaire and you've made a good living out of it, everybody wants to come and eat. And you're like, screw yourself, like, get out of here. Actually, you're like, come inside, because you're a nice person, right? So reconciliation is where you just meet people halfway. You say, okay, this is my life, you live yours, and then you just walk off in different directions. Okay, you don't have to pull each other's hair out. Whoa, you got no hair, don't worry about it. Okay, and number 10 is what I call this. You want to surround yourself with as many people you can find right now who are knowingly, okay, helping you become your highest self, in essence, your greatest version. So stop focusing on the people holding you back and start focusing on the people who are propelling you forward to the next level. Slow motion this side. That's actually what helped me grow so quickly, because I was just focusing on people who were inspiring me, and now I inspire so many people. I'm not focusing on people who are trying to hold me back, because that's pointless. I'm only going to get pulled back. It's like a crabs, right? We don't want that. Okay, focus on those who actually do something for you. For once, it's a choice. Any thought you have is always a choice. You can focus on people holding you back, but how does that make you feel? Really tired? Or you can focus on the most inspiring people and then just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. We're out here. Have a beautiful day. Woo. That's some good ass prana. Infinite waters. Diving deep. Once again, stay well. Stay healthy. Peace. You.